Hello, folks. Welcome to the Hello World, podcasting with Magdalena. How is everybody doing? And thanks for tuning in and choosing my channel. For those who are new, this the podcasting is about personal growth, development, self mastery, knowing who we are, and also using actually astrology as a tool and GPS, to kind of see what direction we are going as individual and collective. And right now, oh gosh, boy and boy, the energy is kind of expanding and pressing and pushing and getting more intense and stuff. So there's a lot of push and pull going on right now. I'm sure many are actually recognizing it, and I have to say this: I kind of postponed one day, so you may feel that I'm dealing with a little cold, but that's okay. And today we actually have a full moon in Gemini, so we just passed with the sun into Sag. And we also have a Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius, and the moon is in Sagittarius today. So we have a lot of Sag energy. Oh yeah, I forgot to say things. Jupiter is also in Sagittarius. So we have these four signs in fire, and Sagittarius actually has the quality of the truth seeker, the sage, seeking truth more from the natural law aspects. So there will be a lot of controversial stuff that will go on for the next good year. The reason why I'm saying that, because it's Jupiter also in Sagittarius, and this Jupiter is actually about expansion. So remember we were talking about Jupiter being in Scorpio, that it brought a lot of stuff to the surface. And now we have to take all this material and stuff for this, standing in front of us, and somehow kind of bring to the much deeper truth and kind of organize it. And right now, having a Gemini full moon, in Sun in Sagittarius with Jupiter, and also Moon in Jupiter. What are we dealing here? What we are dealing right now here is that Gemini is more our traditional daily left side brain, and Sagittarius is more this quantum field energy, meaning has a much deeper, much more information. So we are totally actually right now in this incredible deep sea of incredible huge possibilities, and also huge amount of information. We can see right now in so many areas that what is really going on. And I was just talking, I always like to talk with somebody and sharing information. And we've been talking about that, what this actually means right now to many people. And I'm sure I've been actually mentioning this whole aspect, the way I'm seeing that, and many other people's, is that when people are getting information that is so intense, and through the Jupiter in Scorpio, we got a lot of intense information brought to the surface. And what that means is this is actually incredible hard to digest, because the brain cannot grasp that is possible. It doesn't matter, not just good information. It's also the intensity of the brutality, what the Scorpio Jupiter brought to the surface. That the underworld energy. And if we are looking right now what is going on the border, what's going on in California with these amazing fires and stuff. And in general, in the world, the struggle with the countries, they are dealing with it, and collapsing of the old God, how we would say, the old structure. What we have actually, Pluto in Capricorn, that is kind of breaking down, and the Saturn is actually supporting it. It's saying almost like, bring something new. And then if we are looking right now the aspect of the Mars being in Pisces, it's a very interesting position for the Mars, because Mars is actually a fiery a planet ruled by the Aries. And now being in the Pisces energy, it becomes incredibly slowed down. So for the Mars, this is it's like, you have this incredible, creative, energetic child, and all of a sudden, it just kind of slowed down to 80%, almost, and it's just like, this is not me. But what is really happening with the Mars in the Pisces, in combining with the Neptune in Pisces retrograde, and Chiron in Pisces is still retrograde, yes. What does that mean? We are dealing right now in Mercury retrograde. Let's add that to the picture in Sagittarius. So Mercury retrograde is going back, hey, what did I leave behind myself? And, bringing to the surface and check out the deeper truth in the information. And then, the Mars in Pisces, again, Neptune in Pisces and Chiron. So we are dealing with the illusion, pulling the veil and see a much brighter picture, and seeing more the truth, or dissecting the truth from the illusion. And then Chiron is actually helping us to heal the wounds that are created in that illusion. A lot of time when I'm working with my clients, what I really have to take in consideration is that when I share or ask the question, I really have to become aware and conscious, or test the client's capacity, how much information they can actually take, so that the system does not get overwhelmed. Because if the system is overwhelmed, the client will shut down. So it has to be a slow, moving slow process moving forward, to test the capacity of how much is possible to, share, how much information is possible to share. And I think this is what is really happening right now in the world. People are overwhelmed with so much stress, survival, trauma. What's really happening in the world that is absolutely weakening their system. On the other side is so much stress and so much cortisol pumped in the system that the biggest issue is what people are dealing then. It's the inflammation. It starts with the inflammation. That it just burns all around. Because when you bring new info, the cells are right now going in the spinning practically, and a lot of stuff is getting released. Especially when you are opening the energy system and energy field there. So this is right now a very, very interesting combination. Every combination is interesting, but as we are going, constantly moving forward, there's always this whole new facet of the energy, seeing like from a different point of viewing and a different angle. So you're getting constantly a whole new different vibration, different information. It's like, okay, I can adjust here. What can I do? So even though it is very intense, it can be actually very optimistic because it's, opening the whole new doors, whole new horizons that we can play with it and have a chance to, mishmash the information, meaning, trying to combine with something else and maybe feel like finding a new formula or better solution what we are dealing with it. But definitely, the Mars and the Neptune and Chiron, they are really looking for to take the wounds that we are healing. Um, After that, how can we actually look this information not just from a physical form, but also from a spiritual aspect? So there's a lot of alchemy going on right now here, and a lot of adjusting because we are dealing right now with the left and right brain hemisphere. So you know the left brain is very analytical and the right brain is asking you have to trust me. So being in this uncharted territory sometimes is a fear connected to it, because when I don't know what is my next step, then people may end up to try to hesitate. But guys, I have to say this: we are already in this absolute mid of the transformation. There is no way back, and more and more people are kind of waking up to this transformation and recognizing that we just cannot continue the way it's going on. So, and people are asking questions, what to do, and sharing information, and there's a lot of good stuff coming out. But the point is that for right now, the good stuff we are not hearing on the mainstream media. So you really have to kind of find somebody that you can share with it and recognize it that, even though it's looking pretty miserable outside, there is something much, much deeper happening on the deeper level. And, right now, every one of us is called to do their part. There's no anymore falling back to sleep, or hey, the world is going through the transformation, and most of people are just not even recognizing what the heck is happening here. It's not gonna happen. I mean, closing their eyes and just pretending that doesn't exist. This is not the time anymore, because, look, like I said, Chiron being in the Pisces is really digging to the point of, what is our Achilles? That's the point. What is, Pisces pushing for the transformation? The most thing, what is the most sensitive for our life and moving forward, has to be kind of open up, touched, and recognize, hey, even though it's painful, it's okay. It is okay, because since what's the name? Not moved from Leo into the Cancer energy, so this will end up to be a very deep transformation internally, because it will end up to be, about, our sensitivity, to caring for ourselves, caring for our home. In our home, it can be also not just, our literal home, but also our planet Earth. And having a South Node in Capricorn, that I think that may end up to help us to shift this collective authoritarian status, and where people will recognize that this is just not working anymore. Period. There is no more explanation. And Uranus will, when the Uranus move back again into Aries right now, into Taurus right now is in Aries, we will see even more changes that will happen